So, if you are a dungeon master over the age of 18, I highly recommend you check out Ryan Coogler's African American vampire film, Sinners. It is absolutely brilliant. And what I want to talk about today is we really need to kill the ongoing, in my humble opinion, we really need to kill the ongoing campaign in Dungeons and Dragons. There's a lot of reasons for it. So, one of the things is this movie, right? It's a great narrative, right? And it tells a really powerful story. And at the end of the film, um, Michael B. Jordan's character Stack, right, is a vampire, and the movie jumps from 1932 to 1992, right, and it tells this cohesive story, and Samuel Moore, who's known as Preacher Boy, he talks to he's like 70, 80 years old, and he's talking to a vampire who hasn't aged a day since 1932. And he says, and Preacher Boy says to Stack, he's like, sometimes I think back on that day and I'm just paralyzed with fear. But then I also realized I think it was the best day I ever had, right? And he asked Stack, was this your best day? And he's like, yeah, it was the best day of my life. It was the last day I saw my brother, and it was the last day I saw the sun. And it's such a beautiful narrative, and it closes it very well, right? And I think one of the reasons why we're struggling to get people to the Dungeons and Dragons table is rather than doing what shows and movies are doing and telling a cohesive story, we're like, hey, do you want to come play D&D? And the people are like, well, what does that entail? Well, it entails you jumping into a campaign with me, right? And we're going to do this thing 4 hours a week forever. And we really should be saying, hey, in spring of 2026, I'm going to run, a campaign for 3 months. There's going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end. You're not signing up forever. There's going to be a narrative. And I think we really need to leave behind this crusty old idea that you just invite everybody, they commit forever, and you run it until the wheels fall off, right? Like, it's not safe to run a vehicle until the wheels fall off, right? You should run a vehicle when it hits 150,000 miles, pack it up, get a new vehicle, right? And so we really need to do what Sinners is doing, have a good cohesive story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. I think 3 months. 3 months is the right amount of time for a campaign, and we should make it standard for Dungeons and Dragons so that we can have these beautiful narrative moments.